That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Noble Gold Investments is pleased to let you know that gold is the best investment in the year 2022. According to the longtermtrends.net, gold has actually outperformed the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and Bitcoin for the year 2022. Had you invested in the S&P 500 a year ago, you would have been down 20% of value. Had you invested in Bitcoin last January, you would be down 65%. And if you invested in the Dow Jones last January, you would be down 10%. But if you had invested in gold, you would have been positive about 12%. And this is the year they expected to even go higher. While the world was busy hailing after other assets as the real hedge, gold and silver are the only assets that would have protected your wealth. So join the thousands of others by opening a gold IRA or silver IRA with noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. And if you do it before the end of this month, they will bag you a free 1/4 of an ounce American Gold Eagle coin with every qualifying IRA of $50,000 more. Here it is. This is 1/4 of an ounce pure gold American Eagle coin. Amazing. You wouldn't believe it how heavy this thing is it's just unbelievable. But yeah, it's 1/4 of an ounce, and it's gold, and it could be yours for free. So while you're investing, you're rolling over that 401k or investing some of your savings into gold IRA, protecting your money, actually, and it will grow, it will expand, you will grow your money instead of losing it in these other areas that's been happening to the people for some time now. All right, Noble Gold Investment.
From Yahoo News, the Doomsday Clock moves closest ever to midnight. So the Doomsday Clock, which is symbolizing the perils to humanity, moved Tuesday to its closest ever to midnight amid the Ukraine war, nuclear tensions, and the climate crisis. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist, which describes the clock as a, quote, metaphor for how close humanity is to self-annihilation, edged its hands from 100 seconds to midnight to 90 seconds to midnight. A decision to reset the hands of the symbolic timepiece is taken each year by the Bulletin's Science and Security Board and its board of sponsors, which includes 10 Nobel laureates. The hands of the clock moved to 100 seconds to midnight in January of 2020, the closest to midnight it had been in the history, and remained there for the next 2 years. In a statement, the Bulletin said it was advancing the hands of the clock by 10 seconds this year, quote, due largely but not exclusively to Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the increased risk of nuclear escalation. Quote, Russia's thinly veiled threats to use nuclear weapons remind the world that escalation of the conflict by accident, intention, or miscalculation is a terrible risk, it said. Quote, the possibility that the conflict could spin out of anyone's control remains high. The Bulletin said the new clock time, quote, was also influenced by continuing threats posed by the climate crisis and the breakdown of global norms and institutions needed to mitigate risks associated with advancing technologies and biological threats such as COVID-19. Quote, we are living in a time of unprecedented danger, and the Doomsday Clock time reflects that reality, said Rachel Bronson, president and CEO of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientist. Quote, 90 seconds to midnight is the closest the clock has ever been set to midnight, and it's a decision our experts do not take lightly, Bronson said. Quote, the U.S. government, its NATO allies, and Ukraine have a multitude of channels for dialogue, she said. We urge leaders to explore all of them to their fullest ability to turn back the clock, And as always, guys, I'll put a link in the video's description if you're interested in reading more. Wow, yikes. I don't want to see Doomsday, guys. Let's all calm down, and maybe they'll reverse the clock, right? Right? All right, I'll see you guys on the next video.